Okay, happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you're all having a great weekend so far. I've been on a huge journey the last 9 months of, spiritual evolution, which is really about just tapping right into my core values, right into my belief system, my faith, and what I want to manifest in my life. You know, I'm no spring chicken. I've been around for a while, and there's been a few things that have popped up over the last month with people wanting to change but not really wanting to change. So I wanted to share that with you. And the reason I want to share that with you is because I know what that is like. I've been that person where I said, but I really want to, and I spend all this money on changing. And I'm like, no, you're actually spending that money on staying the same. A lot of the time, the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be, which we call bridging, is a series of processes and changes that you have to go through that are going to be undeniably uncomfortable. You can't just pick the processes that you think you can deal with and then opt out of the rest of those processes in that bridging process, because it's only going to loop you back around to where you started. So my first question is, are you the problem? Do you know what I mean by that? Are you stopping yourself in progressing through that bridging process? And I'm telling you this because you can have the best coach, you can have the best intent, but if you're not prepared to make an undeniable 100% commitment to yourself, then you're only going to keep looping. And here's the psychology behind that. The more you keep looping, the more you're reinforcing that pattern and that behavior. So, are you invested in the problem, or are you invested in the solution? Now, I speak to dozens of people every single week, and you might think, I might take on everyone, but I don't. I need to know that we're a good match, but more importantly, I need to know that you're coachable and that you're invested 100% in the commitment of change. Now, the commitment of change and bridging that gap from where you are now to where you want to be is going to be uncomfortable. So let me give you an example of two people that I've had this week. One woman, single mum, on I think it's like a pension, maybe a little bit of child support, has a couple of cleaning jobs here on the side that she, gets for a bit of splash cash to do everything that she needs to do, right? She rents, she's, got a car, but it's not so great, and her health has suffered, okay? Initially, my preemptive thoughts was, oh my goodness, this woman's not going to be able to afford my program. So automatically, I'm putting it out into the universe that this woman's not going to be able to afford my program. I'm making judgment based upon my own values system. Now, this woman, single mom, 2 kids, on a pension, maybe a couple of jobs here on the side that she has for cleaning, has just invested close to $4,000 for my 16-week program. It's not a cheap program. It is holistic. It does encompass everything and all the testing and what have you. But she was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you know what she said to me? She goes, I'm going to find the money. I'm going to find it. I'm going to make it, because I am sick of being where I'm at right now. I am sick and tired of feeling like crap, looking like crap. I'm not being a good example to my kids. But most importantly, I'm not being a good example to myself. So her attitude is completely different. And it really took me back a step. And it reminded me of times in my life where I've said I've wanted things and then I haven't really committed 100%. I've said, no, I can't because I don't have enough money. I had enough money. I just didn't value that outcome or that goal as much as what I thought I did. Does that kind of make sense? I didn't value how much time and commitment was going to be required to embark on that particular goal. And here's a mum who says, okay, well, you know what? It sucks being where I'm at right now. It really fucking sucks. I can't deal with it. I'm at breaking point. I have to move. So the journey for her moving forward is going to be uncomfortable, but less uncomfortable than staying where she's at right now. And so often I see this in society that we don't do anything until we've got no other option. We don't put all our eggs in the basket until we're forced to. And yeah, this mum was kind of like in the position where her health is fucked. And she's been forced to do it. But she's like, I'm going to find that money. Now, on the flip side, I had another client. Another prospect. Actually, it was three, but one in particular. And, we went through the whole process and everything like that, and at the end, I spoke to her about the commitment that was involved. And to her, and the first thing that she said was, I can't afford that. It's too much. It's outside my budget. So she has a health. Her health is not good. She doesn't have any children she's responsible for. She would be what I would classify as, middle class, doing pretty well, but wasn't prepared to make the investments. And even after we had discussed that, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's her, what's her moods like, what's her mental health like? And she was like, oh, if there's a -10, put that down. If there is, her gut health is shocking. She's put on 35 kilos in the last 2 years, right? She's had people she loved close to her pass away. So, the cheese is fully thrown off the cracker. And she said she doesn't have enough money. And then she wasn't prepared to put the time in. But she wants it. She wants the results without the commitment that's going to require those results. Time, effort, energy, and resources. There's generally blocks, and it's generally a cognition in the way that you're thinking and the way that you're programmed. So until those belief patterns and what she values are demystified, she's going to go around looking for shortcuts and keep looping around in the same circle, and by the end of it have spent 3-4 times as much as what she would have, picking something that was suited to her, that she knew she was going to get results in. With my program, all of my results are guaranteed. If you don't get results, I'll coach you for free. That's how confident I am in it. But some people are just not ready for that. And like I said, I can attest to that myself. I can attest to the year that I won my pro card, was one of the highlights of my bodybuilding career. And we're in the middle of lockdown in Melbourne. We had 10 lockdowns over 2.5 years, 5K radius, curfews, we were rationed for food. We'd get fined if we stepped out of our doors, looking the wrong way. My kid was in hospital having surgery. And I could have used all of those very relevant reasons not to compete, to give it up, to go, it's just not the right time. But what did I do? I went to the local gym that had closed up. I used my savings and I bought a gym. I brought everything that I needed to train in my gym because I didn't know how long we were going to be in lockdown. The next thing that I did was I invested in an online coach. Right in the middle of the pandemic, no money coming in. I was like, fuck it, I want this. I want this because of what it represents to me and what it's going to give me. And I am so fucking scared. I don't know how I'm going to push through. I don't know how I'm going to survive. I don't know how I'm going to put food on the table for my kid. But I just have faith and I'm going to take that risk. Because not doing anything about it and not pursuing it and missing out on getting my pro card is something that I don't want to go through again. By this time, I'd already competed 48 times and missed 48 times. I was not going to go through the next 3, 4, 5 years just missing out because I left a stone unturned. So I was all fucking in. And that was the year, even 5 weeks out of comp, I realised I had appointed the wrong coach for me and it was do or die. And I remember ringing up Rose and I was like, Rose, fuck, I've got to opt out. I'm nowhere near ready where I need to be and it's only 5 weeks left and I just can't do it. And Rose is like, Lisa, I'll support you. You're my best friend. But I know you can do this. And I had a 24-hour meltdown, let myself lose my shit, picked my shit up, got together, won the state titles. 3 weeks later, won my pro card. So I know what it feels like and I know what it means to like give it your all, put everything into it. And if there's nothing that I would have unturned. I was prepping at the side of my son's hospital bed with booty bands, making sure I still got my hit in, you know, when he was getting his pacemaker put in. And then I'd get a volunteer to look after Kai and drive back down 100 kilometres to Geelong to train in my home gym, prep my food and bring it back to the hospital. So when you are saying to yourself you want something, before you say that, I want you to ask yourself, are you the problem getting in your way? Are you taking shortcuts to get your results? i.e., impulsive, quick, short, emotive decisions based on whether it's getting the wrong coach, getting a cheap program that appears to be better on paper than something else. You know, are you taking the shortcuts? Have you fully committed to everything that's going to be required of you? Here's a good one. Are you still comfortable in your decision? Because that is the wrong decision. You need to be uncomfortable in your decision. So if you make the decision to move forward and put everything on the line, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel right, but it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel uneasy. It's going to be met with, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, what if I fail? In spite of all that, you still keep tracking forward. So there's my little bit of wisdom today, and I really wanted to share that with you because change is not something that is ever going to be comfortable. And I'm not just referring to the context of health and fitness and changing your body. It's in relation to everything in life. And if you don't embrace change, you're going to stay the same. And eventually you'll go backwards. And is that how you want to live the rest of your life? Constantly in fear of your limiting beliefs, negative emotions, values that don't really align with your highest level of goals and what you want to achieve in your life. So on this Sunday and this Saturday evening, somewhere in the world, I'm going to leave that with you. So if there's a decision out there that you need to make, a big, hairy, scary goal, embrace it, take it, even if you're scared. Be calculated about it, obviously. But not taking that decision because it's not the right time, you don't have the money, or you don't have enough time, or for whatever other reason, it's just a fabrication of your imagination. It's not reality.